Hello there. I lied about not going to talk about One Punch Man Season 3, but here I am gonna talk a little bit more about One Punch Man Season 3 before I go into a whole entire binge list of watching Season 1 and Season 2. But this is not gonna be related entirely of the show, okay? Just to let you know, my mind's a little bit hazy, so I will probably go back and forth with a couple of things, so just to be a warning, okay? Recently there was a One Punch Man Season 3 drama alert going around, and this is a moment where, like, I think, like, one of the few infamous animators, Takahashi Hashimoto, apparently speaks out and says about, like, watching illegally, and also how the criticism actually gets to an animator, and the animator motivation tends to actually lived out in a very wet fart moment. And I am so sorry about that. There's a thunder going around, and apparently people were not taking that very well, especially when, like, Takashi himself literally said he does actually involve himself with One Punch Man Season 3, and said that, like, the next a couple of more episode actually is going to be the episode where, like, they do actually put a ton of heart and love into it, actually. So I do not know if that was true, but we have to see that. But apparently, a lot of people actually really misinterpreted this whole entire post very wrongly, and especially Nikolai's pussy ass light. Nicholas Light. I don't even know how to pronounce, but I think I really did butcher his name. I'm sorry, but I also don't really give a shit about you because I don't like you, Nicholas Light. I despise you. I despise how you handle to give out. I despise how you actually didn't even give out a constructive criticism onto a show or anything at all. Your points are like 5-year-old toddlers who's trying to actually telling you that the sweet is actually sour. But the point I'm making is that he made a post about where, like, he's actually sick and tired of, like, these animators are actually guilt tripping and also gaslighting the fans. That's not the thing here, actually. They're not trying to gaslight you. You can tell that Takashi Hashimoto is trying not to acknowledge he's not trying to not acknowledge that the show is bad. He didn't even say the show is bad. He said the criticism does actually tend to actually hit some animators, which it did. And I think you guys have been going ridiculously hard on the One Punch Man Season 3 show. Don't get me wrong, One Punch Man Season 3 is still a bad show. I think it still is. Could have been so much more better. But I don't understand what is wrong with you people. Have to actually go around and harass the animators, and also bring up all, like, some weird attacks onto these people, which I do not know if it's true. But if it is true, you guys need to stop it. You can hate the product, but please do not attack the people who are behind this, because it's like similar to Monster Hunter Wilds. We hate the game, but we don't go and then attack the creators. We don't do that. We're not savages, okay? We live in 2025 where, like, we're not going to attack people, okay? We try to give out proper constructive criticism, except for this monkey here, which is called Light, apparently. Again, I'm off the rails. I apologize for that. But I'm looking at the replies, and all of these replies are just bunch of hate, left and right. Nowhere of, like, criticism was going around. What does an animator have to go through? Honestly, if only you would actually understand what does animator have to go through in a daily basis in Japan, you would probably have to understood that by now. Just to let you know, Bana Nemco, again, I will say this, only give a year to make One Punch Man Season 3, and if you don't read the manga, then you will never understand this. The scale and the peer pressure that the JC staff had to actually be given to when they got chosen to be the one to animate it, the SF for Season 3, is kind of crazy. It is massively crazy, and the sources is not there, because you have to admit it. Jason staff are pretty kind of talented people. The season two, we may be a little bit harsh on it, but season two are actually pretty good. The animations are pretty nice. The only reason why I don't like season two, personally, is just the sound effect. Personally, it's just not the thing that I like. It's so different than season one than what I'm used to. But they did a really good job animating. But you can tell that in season three there is talent, but the talent was just not enough. with not enough time, not enough resources. You can tell from that if you watch the goddamn show and actually giving out a valid criticism. That's the thing. I don't like it how you giving out. I'm talking to Nicholas Light, by the way. I don't like how he actually tried to say like I hate this show, I dislike it, I'm hating on the Bananemico, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna harass this One Punch Man season 3. We gotta boycott this shit, blah blah blah. You don't acknowledge the fact that like you're kind of causing an event of like hate movement here. The hate movement is not really something that you want to actually acknowledge because it would lead to someone being hurt. You don't want that to actually have someone being hurt over fucking animation. It's just animation, bro. It's an anime. In the end of the day, business is still business, bro. You have to understand that. We can all see that we are actually disheartening by the fact that One Punch Man season 3 didn't get actually treated right. And I get that. I love One Punch Man. I love One Punch Man manga so much. I read them like kind of like religiously when I can. Seriously, I really read the manga like 4 to 5 times. Kind of child's play, but you know what I mean. But again, it's a thing that I have to understand. I need to tell you this for everyone who actually don't like One Punch Man season 3. Don't go for the creators, or don't go like try to attack or harass this to the creators. Know the context at the very least. Do some fucking research, especially with the Takashi Hashimoto who is involved with this. He made spectacular projects. He is one of the few top tier animators of all time. And apparently, he did mention about like how he's going to be involved in a later episode that we will be able to see it air. Which I heard people said like it will be like episode 9 or something. But we shall see where this one's gonna go. But in the end of the day, you have to be reasonable. You have to consider it, bro. You can hate the product. It's okay to dislike a product and hating on it, but do not try your best to go for like stock and do some dumb shit onto these people, man. Really, really, man. This show is already bad as itself. The animators are also getting harassed, and also with the show rating is already low as it is, and a lot more people are actually watching the show as pirated as much as possible. And I can see where this is going to be like a moment where like they're going to be demotivated and also have problems, and they're going to leave the animation studios, which is very normal, very normal. Okay, there's no such thing as justification of like the show is bad. You cannot be monkeys. Stop it. But that's pretty much it. I do hope all of you have a lovely day or have a lovely night. I'm sorry if this was a little bit longer video, and I do apologize if I keep repeating the same thing over and over again. I just dislike Nicholas Light, how he does things. I think he's been such a monkey ransom left and right, and he's really proud of this too. And he is always like never actually like trying to acknowledge the fact that he's not taking responsibility. Where he did blow up the hate for One Punch Man season 3. He didn't acknowledge that, even though like he keeps saying that I'm only giving out my honest opinion for this show. Why is it so wrong? Is it so bad for me to give out my own opinion? There's nothing wrong with you giving out an opinion, but at the very least, you have to acknowledge that there is an effect and cost going around after when you make a decision or say something. You have to respect that. You have to acknowledge that. But that's pretty much it. Be better. For the love of God, be better. Alright, that's pretty much it. Hope you have a lovely day or have a lovely night. Peace out, y'all. Sayonara, suckers.